Hello, and welcome back to Dumb Thumbs FPV. So today's video is just like its title. Let's talk about these HD systems. I almost bought one. I almost bought that DJI system. I mean, seriously. I know it would work for me. I fly in small parks. I'm not worried about the latency. I'm sure it would work, be more than adequate for most of us. Okay, seriously. We're not Drew. We would aspire to be Drew. We're not Mr. Steele. We would aspire to be Mr. Steele, but we're not. Okay, most of us just get out there and we fly around and we buzz around in parks. We have fun. I think this system would be perfect for that. I'm not worried about the latency varying issue or any of that kind of stuff. I watched Josh Bardwell's video. I'm sure most of us did. It got a little blocky when he went behind the barn, but it was still really good. It was still really good. And he's shooting down the road and stuff. I'm not going to do that with my system. I'm sure DJI is more than adequate for my kind of flying, my style of flying, and where I fly. Not digging on them for that at all. Why am I not buying it then? Well, couple of things. Has nothing to do with their past QC problems or their bad firmware problems or the whole geo thing that was supposed to be voluntary and then was mandatory. None of that stuff. I think DJI has grown up as a company. They say they're trying to be the Apple of the drone world. Yeah, I don't know about that. Apple products tend not to fly away on their own, but I can't stand their fanboys. I mean, they got some really weird people who are fanboys. They left out a couple of things that were just like, dudes, you're walking into an existing environment. You're walking into people who have massive amount of equipment. Why didn't you incorporate analog? You didn't even have to incorporate analog. All you had to do was put the bay in. Just put a bay in. I mean, I'm sure you can figure out how to do that. You figured out how to make your quads follow hand commands and fly on their own and everything else. You couldn't figure out how to put a bay in your $500 goggles? So that we could just use these, this is the Owl RX, the newer one, or a Rapid Fire or whatever people have. And if people don't have a module, they could just go out and get like the Eachine 5808 Pro. You never thought of that? I mean, you're just locking us into that one thing. That's foolish. The second thing too, the reason is the air unit. Now, I'm not digging on the air unit size. I think I'm surprised they got it that small without a big Horkin fan on it, right? I'm not even digging on that. What I am digging on is that they never made an easy way for it to be mounted in an existing frame. They could have put a pocketed 30 by 30, four holes in the bottom and the top of the air unit, make it pocketed so you can't run a screw too far into the unit. And it would have bolted up to existing frames. And then you could have bolted it right down to the plate, and then you could have bolted your FC on top of it, or vice versa if you wanted to. I would actually put the FC on top of the unit, but that's just me. They didn't do that. But I think they will. That's the problem. I think they will. DJI likes to release new products every year. This is their third headset now. This is their third goggle set. So I think that they will address these things because right now, if you want analog, if you want to put your module on the DJI goggle, you have to, the only thing I can come up with is the Dock King by Furious FPV, which is $88, plus you got to get the HDMI module, which is another $78, and then sandwich the two together with sticky tape or duct tape, and then you have your HDMI cable, and then you have your power cable going down, and it's just all they had to do was just do this. That's it. They didn't even have to include the module. Just put the stupid bay in there. And we could have used this. You didn't even have to make it so it's the same form factor. You could have just made it flat. People would have made their own doors. They would have printed them off. It would have been a new market, right? A new little cottage thing for making doors for the DJI system. They didn't do that. So let's get to Fatshark. So Fatshark decided, hey, we got this new system. Okay. They say they're 2 weeks away from it. Okay, it's going to bolt to a 30 by 30 mounting pattern. Great, fantastic. It's going to work with your existing goggles. Awesome. What goggles? Because nothing you guys make is 720p. Okay, well, HDOs, they come close. Okay, all right. So I'm going to go out and buy a $500 set of HDOs. Okay, no problem. But are you going to come out with a new set of goggles by next spring that are 720 native? I don't know. I mean, how much money am I looking at here? So I think both of them, that's why I'm saying wait and see. Wait and see. I think we're going to see a lot better things when those two get together and start hammering it. And I think we're going to start to see 3 and 4 players in this. And that's when it's going to get really, really interesting. That's when we start seeing competition breeds innovation. So anyway, that's the video for today. Join me on Wednesday. I got that new Emacs little toothpick thing coming, and I got mods for it too. So join me on Wednesday. Have a great day.